And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. We are live and amplified here on Wednesday night, and even though it's summer, we are not slowing down. There's so much still going on. We've got some big-time interviews coming up with Jaylen Phillips of the Miami Dolphins back home at his youth football camp at Redlands East Valley. We also have Redlands East Valley head football coach Kristian King for the first time on the show. We're also going to check in with Citrus Valley head coach Kurt Bruich. We got Norco high school softball pitcher Coral Williams, just led the Cougars to a CIF Southern Section Division I championship, and we'll check in with Redlands FC head coach Cody Carlson a little bit later in the program as well. We had some, not so much, I would say, breaking news because the writing was on the wall, but it officially became official at Riverside City College for their new head football coach. We all assumed that Kevin Kraft, the son of Tom Kraft, would take over the Tigers. Well, on Tuesday evening, it became official as Kevin Kraft, who was an assistant last year, coached the quarterbacks, ran the offense, will take over for his father this upcoming season. Now, of course, RCC's got a decorated history. They've got two national championships, 2019, 2023, under Tom Kraft, and now Kevin Kraft will take over the program. And offensively for the Tigers last year, it was a historic season. Led the state, I think it was in points per game, yards per game. I mean, they were historically good with Kevin Kraft leading that offense last season. So he will be the new head coach for the RCC football team, and you heard it here first. I've got an assumption that Tom Kraft might still be part of the football team in some capacity to assist his son Kevin Kraft, now the head coach. So congratulations to Kevin Kraft. All right, we also had, speaking of football, the Jaylen Phillips youth football camp. The Miami Dolphins linebacker back home at his alma mater at REV for his annual youth football camp. It was a lot of fun out there. It was hot, but the kids got a lot of good work in. Jaylen had a good time, and he's looking good and feeling good after coming off a couple significant injuries, his Achilles, his ACL. But he said he is ready for the upcoming season with the Miami Dolphins. Here's our exclusive interview with Jaylen Phillips from Redlands East Valley. Inland Sports. Okay, we're back where it all started for Jaylen Phillips of the Miami Dolphins here at Redlands East Valley, third annual youth football camp. And Jaylen, first off, what do you get out of it? What do you enjoy most about doing this camp for the community?
Oh man, it means everything to me, being able to come back to Redlands and establish something for the community. Growing up, I didn't really have any camps or any opportunities like this, so to be able to provide this for the kids, just hearing how much they enjoy it, knowing it's a free camp for them to come out here, have some good competition, get some good exercise, free food, all that stuff. So I don't know, it's just incredible to be able to establish something like this in back in my hometown, and then obviously I'm my alma mater as well.
All right, let's go back about 15 years. You're just a young Jaylen running around Mentone. Yeah. Who was the NFL guy you looked up to? You're like, man, that'd been cool to go to one of his camps. Who was the guy that you looked up to?
LT, LaDainian Tomlinson, bro. I was a big Chargers fan. I was a running back at the time too, so yeah, by far my favorite player. Like, he was, my biggest motivation. I used to have a fat head of him in my room.
Didn't Kurt Bruich use you on offense a little bit here at Rev?
Yeah, I was too tired to do it, bro. Bro, I don't understand how people play both ways, bro. Travis Hunter, I don't know how he does it, because I tried to take like a couple wide receiver snaps and was done. Like, yeah, no chance. I did get a touchdown against Cajon, I think, as a tight end. So I could do it, but both of them, no chance. That's not for me.
All right, Jaylen, so this is the third annual. You keep coming back. It's bigger, it's better. Why do you think it's important to have events like this to maybe show, I don't know, kids that, a guy in their own backyard, someone that they can look up to, that they can do it? Like, maybe the next Jaylen Phillips was in that group that you were just talking to. Why do you think it's important for the kids here?
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it perfectly. Like, you never know who you're going to inspire. You never know, like, doing something like this, you might be changing somebody's life. And even if it's one person, that's one life that you changed. And so, for me, just, giving these kids the opportunity to come out here, like you said, you never know what happens coming from this. So, yeah, I just love that I'm blessed enough and have the platform to be able to do this. And I want to do it for, as long as possible.
All right, two quick Dolphins questions. One is, how are you feeling health-wise? Everyone wants to know. I know you just came back from camp. The NFL season's right around the corner. How are you doing?
I feel great. I feel amazing. I've been obviously it's been a long 2 years. I'm itching to get back on that field, but I feel healthy. I feel ready to go, mentally ready. And when camp comes, man, I'm a full tilt, full go.
All right, and secondly, another local guy here from the IE has joined the Miami Dolphins, Alexander Madison from San Bernardino High School. So.
Have you talked to him, reached out to him, any communication with Alex about joining the Dolphins?
Yeah, I mean, he's on the team now, so we've been through our whole OTAs together. Obviously, I've known Alexander since high school. I think we were both, I forgot the award.
With the Ken Hubs?
Ken Hubs, yeah. So I met him back then. Definitely followed him throughout his career. And so, like, happy to see him with the Dolphins as a dog. And then having another local guy, too. It's just, you don't see very many guys from the IE making it to the league. So anytime I do, I got to make sure I tap in with them for sure.
All right, that's Jaylen Phillips with the Miami Dolphins here on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports. All right, good stuff there from Jaylen Phillips. Also out at his camp, we saw the return of Kurt Bruich, the former REV coach, who obviously coached Jaelan and the Wildcats, going back to their new stadium at REV for the very first time. Coach Bruich, obviously, at Citrus Valley. And the new head coach at Redlands East Valley, Kristian King, is a former player for Coach Bruich in the Wildcats. So here is Coach Bruich and Coach King together at the Jaylen Phillips camp. Check it out. Inland Sports.
You're out here at Rev, man. They got a football stadium now. They got a scoreboard with Jalen's name on it. Like it probably looks a lot different now, but it's cool to be back, right?
It's really cool to be back. This is actually my first time I've walked on this field since it's been ever. So the last time I was on here, I was carrying a bucket and a shovel, and I would shovel dirt into the bucket, and all the gopher burrows, the kids would like stop on the hole and raise their hand, and then I would run over with my shovel and my bucket, and I'd fill the hole and press it down. So yeah, that's a little different than what I had when we were here. So
random story, super random, but I had heard, this was before my time, that before Rev became Rev, there was a push to be like the Mentone Beach Gophers.
Mentone Gophers, yes.
Is that true?
So they had two names, and one was the Mentone Gophers, and the other was obviously the Redlands East Valley Wildcats. And I don't think people took the Mentone Gophers serious enough. But what a great name that would have been! I think they had like the what was it, the Minnesota like logo and the whole thing, So yeah, there's still like a picture of that somewhere floating around here.
And finally, Coach, how are the Blackhawks looking, man?
We're improved. We're much improved. We're having a lot of fun. Our kids are ready to compete, which is the most important thing. And then it's just about getting them the confidence after a rough year last year. So as soon as their confidence gets up, you'll see the same team you're used to seeing. They'll fit that standard.
We got Rev Coach Kristian King right next to you, and Coach King. This is the guy who laid the foundation, right?
Yes, sir.
Championship and all that stuff. Is it kind of cool to, have him back on your campus?
Of course. I mean, this is the guy that matured me through this process too. I'm an alumni from here. He gave a lot of great game to a lot of student athletes out here. So for him to be here, for the community to be out here, like that's what this is about for sure.
And Coach King, just about taking over Rev. I mean, what do you think it's going to take to get the Wildcats, relevant in the playoff, contention, all those sorts of things?
To me, it's about establishing a culture. That was the big thing that I think that Coach Bruich did a great job here when we were rolling through this place, and that's my goal. Reestablish the culture, reestablish the traditions that bring the alumni support, bring the community support, and me being homegrown from here, like this is a special place to me. So that's the first goal, and then I think the rest will come.
That's a great point. Like the fact that you are a Rev guy, do you think maybe it means a little more to you, or they were wanting to find someone who came through the program, played for Coach Bruich, coach with Coach Bruich, whatnot, to be here and kind of reestablish themselves?
Yeah, I definitely think that played a part in me getting the job here, and it does. It means a lot to me. It's a special place. I want to be here for a long time. I want to serve this community that served me and made me into the man today. So I'm taking this very serious, and I'm really excited for what's to come for Rev football.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. That was awesome.
Absolutely.
Inland Sports. Man, had a really good time out there at the Jaylen Phillips Youth Football Camp at Rev. Always great to catch up with Coach B, Coach Bruich, and got to formally meet Kristian King, the new head football coach for Redlands East Valley. Now, there's another big youth football camp coming up And of course, that's our guy, Alexander Madison. His I Am Gifted Summer Life Skills Camp's coming up next week, next Friday, June 27th through the 29th. It's all weekend at UC Riverside. So we will check out Alex out there. We got something very special planned out there at his I Am Gifted camp, so you have to stay tuned for that. In the meantime, here is Alex with his final I Am Gifted Athletes of the Month for his hometown of San Bernardino. At the after the conclusion of the series here, we're going to pick an I Am Gifted Athletes of the Year for the boys and girls. Until then, here's the month of May with Alexander Madison.
Hey guys, it's Alexander Madison, running back from the Miami Dolphins, and I'm proud to unveil 2 more I Am Gifted Student Athletes of the Month. And it's our final honors of the current school year, so I couldn't be more excited to announce for the month of May, on the girls' side, it's San Bernardino softball star Sienna Lopez. Sienna helped the Lady Cardinals win the Mountain Valley League championship this season and was named the league's MVP. She helped the Cardinals punch their ticket to the CIF Southern Section playoffs and win their first playoff game in 6 years. On the season, she had an incredible batting average of .624 and with 43 hits and 54 RBIs. Congrats on a great season, Sienna. And for the boys, it's Arroyo Valley tennis star Jairo Casas. After finishing runner-up for the league title this year, Jairo cruised to a Sunkist League Individual Championship this season. And in fact, Jairo went undefeated in league matches. He also qualified for CIF and made it to the second round. And when he's not serving up aces, Jairo is acing his test in the classroom. Jairo has been selected as the valedictorian for Arroyo Valley High School. Congratulations, Jairo. Keep up the good work, and that's a wrap for this school year. But you can stay up to date on the I Am Gifted Foundation and everything going on with I Am Gifted by giving us a follow on Instagram at iamgifted.foundation. I'll see you next month with my I Am Gifted Life Skills Camp at UC Riverside. Stay tuned, and remember, everyone was born with a gift.
All right, congratulations to Sienna and Jairo, your I Am Gifted Athletes of the Month for the month of May. And again, now at the conclusion of this series, here at the end of the school year, we'll have an I Am Gifted Athletes of the Year, a boy and a girl. So stay tuned for that. Coming up this week on IEMG's Sports Weekly, you can find our interview with the new head coach at San Gorgonio, Luis Garcia. He inherits a team that went 9-3 last year, made the CIF Southern Section Division 11 semifinals. He's got a couple players back, including Rashawn Holmes, star running back. So we're going to hear from Coach Garcia for the first time on Sports Weekly on IEMG this week. So look for that. That's the Inland Empire Media Group YouTube channel. All right, when we come back here on this edition of the Inland Sports Show, we still got a lot to get to. We've got Norco High School softball pitcher Cora Williams coming off a CIF Southern Section Division I championship. We'll also talk some Redlands FC soccer coming up in our third segment. So stay tuned. All that and more on this edition of the Inland Sports Show. And it's brought to you by our good friends at Kin Sporting Goods, Bass Athletics, Chick-fil-A in Yucaipa, and Paulson Orthodontics. Thanks, guys.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Bass Athletics in Corona, driven by passion and hard work, Bass Athletics helps student athletes push their limits, compete with heart, and build the discipline to succeed in sports, school, and life. For more information on the Bass Private School, visit bassathletics.com. Carlson Orthodontics in Redlands with Dr. Marcus Paulson. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist that you can trust. And Chick-fil-A in Yucaipa, right off the 10 freeway at Yucaipa Boulevard. Eat more chicken. The Inland Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. We are live and amplified here on Wednesday night. If you're watching us live right now or on the replay on demand, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. We're still going strong through this summer, kind of ramping up for high school football, but we're still kind of recapping what happened during the spring. I had an extended vacation. I went to Europe. It was very awesome. But I missed the baseball and softball championship games, although I was keeping tabs on my phone when I had Wi-Fi over there. And no surprise, really, that Norco and head coach Rick Robinson brought home another CIF Southern Section Division I championship. They met El Medina in the finals down there in Irvine, and it was all Cougars in the championship game. It was Coral Williams, the super sophomore, whirling a gem in that championship game, a complete game, one-hit shutout. The offense scratched out 3 runs to win 3-zip the final score. So another Division I championship for the Norco High School softball team. Congratulations to the Cougars. We had a chance to catch up with star pitcher Coral Williams about the season. In fact, she did not lose a single game as a starting pitcher. She tossed a couple no-hitters, and she caps it off, of course, with the prize, the gem at the end of the season, that Division I championship. So here is Coral Williams from the Norco High School softball team talking about that championship season, including that final game, man. What a game against El Medina to win it all. Here is Coral Williams. Inland Sports. She did not lose a single game as a starting pitcher this season. She threw a couple no-hitters, and she is your CIF Southern Section Division I champion with the Norco softball team. It is Coral Williams. And Coral, congratulations on a championship season. I know you've won a ton of awards and all these accolades for being an awesome pitcher in the circle. What do you think you'll remember, Coral, about this championship season? What's some of the memories that you made along the way that when you look back, you're going to remember about this team?
Our team was just so close. We genuinely loved each other. We would do anything for each other, and that's what really helped us go forward. Is we just never gave up, and we really came tight together like a family.
All right, Coral. So I've interviewed your coach, Rick Robinson. I've lost count. He's been on this show a bunch, and I know when you put on that Norco uniform, listen, it's CIF championship or bust, right? Like when you put on that Norco uniform, it means a lot. You guys are always in the hunt for CIF championships at the Division I level. So did you feel pressure along the way this season? Because obviously there was big expectations from this team and yourself, but did you embrace those expectations?
Yeah, we used the pressure to our advantage, and we let it push us to become our full potential, and just let it motivate us to do what we knew what we were able to do.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's look at the season. First off, you had, I think, at least one no-hitter against Corona. Who was the other no-hitter against?
I don't really remember, actually.
But you had 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
So when you get in the circle, some days do you just feel better than others? Like, do you just get in there and start warming up? You're like, I feel really locked in right now. I think it's going to be a good day. And maybe on the flip side, there's other days you're like, I don't know if I have my best stuff today. I'm going to need my defense to help me out here.
Yeah, sometimes it's surprising. I might have a really bad warm-up, and I just get on the mound, and it's just working, and I'm like, where did this come from? So, yeah, it really helped because our defense this year was so solid, and I knew they would have my back no matter what. So it just made my job easier as a pitcher because I knew even if I wasn't doing my best, we would still get it done.
All right, so specifically in that championship game against El Medina, I think it was a complete game, shutout, one hitter. I mean, in the biggest game of the season. How are you feeling in that game? Was it maybe your best game of the year?
Yeah, I was just feeling so confident because our team, we went into that game and we had the mindset that we were going to win and we weren't going to accept a loss. So that confidence, it just drove me to be my best, and that I knew we weren't hitting right away, but I just knew I was like, they're going to get hits. I just got to hold them to that 0 runs, and my defense was working great behind my back, which made my life easier, and we just had to believe that we could do it, and we did.
Yeah, to pitch like that with a Division I championship on the line, how did it make you feel? How good did that feel? Like when you got that last out and you guys are celebrating, to know that you guys finished the job, you got the job done, what was expected of this team this season?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was just all that hard work paid off, and it makes it all worth it.
So going ahead, I mean, I didn't mention this yet. You're only a sophomore, so you have 2 more years at the high school level. So what are your goals? Would you like to be a 3-time CIF champ? You've already got all these awards and accolades as an individual player, but what's next? What can you still accomplish now?
Yeah, the goal is to bring home 2 more CIF championships, and however we do it, it doesn't matter as long as we get it done. And if it doesn't get done, we can work to do it again the year after. But
So, Coral, let me ask you this. Winning a championship this season, does it get you more excited for next year? Just, oh, man, that was so much fun. Let's do it again. It'll probably be harder. The target's always on Norco's back, right? Everyone wants to beat Norco. But does it get you excited about next year now, trying to do it again?
Yeah, because we know whoever we play, they're going to be coming after us, and they're going to be putting up their best, the best of their team. So we just have to always be prepared, but it makes it more exciting because there's never an easy game, and that's what makes it fun, is the challenge of it.
Mm-hmm. So, Coral, the season just finished, and if you're a casual softball fan, you might think, oh, well, now she gets to take a break. But really, for you travel ball players, I mean, the summers are very, very busy. It's an important time, right? You go to these big-time tournaments and whatnot, and there's college scouts and all that. So what does your summer look like now, the next couple of weeks and months?
Yeah, so heading to Colorado next week for 2 weeks, playing in 3 different tournaments, and then after that, PGF Nationals. Hopefully we can bring it home, but you never know. But I believe we can do it.
So, Coral, what's the recruiting like right now? Because I know some colleges, they recruit, softball players when they're, still pretty young. Again, you're only a sophomore. So, I mean, what's the recruiting look like for you right now?
Yeah, it's going to be a great summer. Come September 1st, who knows what will happen. But I really don't know what's going to happen yet. I don't have my mindset on any place. But I'm just going to enjoy the summer, no pressure, just go out there and do my best no matter what, and just enjoy the ride.
Coral, obviously Norco's had some big-time softball players go through the program. I mean, you're still pretty young, but I remember Kylie Reed was one of the top players when I first started covering Norco, and then, Kinsey Hansen. I could go on and on, but what I'm trying to get to is, how do you – obviously you want to be recruited, and I know it's, kind of stressful, and there's probably some pressure with that, but how do you kind of embrace that whole process of being recruited and maybe try to enjoy it along the way a little bit?
Yeah, I just have to, let the pressure kind of drift away and focus on, the fun of it and just enjoying myself and knowing why I'm playing. And it's not so I can get recruited. It's because I enjoy the game, and I love the work, and I love the payoff at the end, too. even when it's hard. So I just have to keep focused on that and just let everything else happen.
All right, so obviously softball was the right choice for you. So how did you first get started in this sport? Did you have a parent or a sibling that played and they kind of steered you towards it? Like, how did you first start and why?
It was a friend at school when I was 4. She lived in Eastville, actually, so I playing in Eastville. I never played in Norco, but I've always lived in Norco. But so I played Eastville rec ball, but then when I went to high school, obviously I transitioned to Norco, my home school. So
Did you play any other sports growing up?
No, I just played softball. I did other activities like being in Norco. I rode horses and I go to the beach and surf sometimes, but yeah, it's always been softball.
Well, that is awesome, Coral. Congratulations on the CIF Southern Section Division 1 championship, and what a magnificent game in the circle with the title, on the line, shutting down El Medina 3-zip in that final. Congrats, Coral. Best of luck this summer with all your travel ball stuff, and maybe we can do the interview against, next year when you guys are going back-to-back in Division 1.
We'll see.
All right, that's Coral Williams from the Norco High softball team here on the Inland Sports Show. Inland Sports. All right, great job, Coral. Really appreciate that interview, and congratulations to Coral and the Cougars on winning the D1 championship. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we'll talk some Redlands FC, a big homestand coming up beginning tomorrow night, Thursday night for Redlands FC. That's next here on the Inland Sports Show, right after this.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and letterman's jackets. Bass Athletics in Corona, driven by passion and hard work, Bass Athletics helps student-athletes push their limits, compete with heart, and build the discipline to succeed in sports, school, and life. For more information on the Bass Private School, visit bassathletics.com. Carlson Orthodontics in Redlands with Dr. Marcus Paulson. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist that you can trust. And Chick-fil-A in Yucaipa, right off the 10 freeway at Yucaipa Boulevard. Eat more chicken.
Sports. 96.7 K-Cal rocks. It is your Monday meeting. Let's talk a little sports with our guy, Pep. Pep, what's going on?
Man, there's a lot to recap over the weekend. A lot of stuff going on the golf course, on the baseball field, basketball, hockey. But first, a quick shout-out to our local guy, Jaylen Phillips, the star linebacker, outside defensive end kind of guy. He's a hybrid for the Miami Dolphins, the pride of Redlands East Valley. Just hosted his annual youth football camp this past Saturday. And for Jaelan, 2 years ago, he tore his ACL. Excuse me, 2 years ago he tore his Achilles. Then last year he tore his ACL. Well, if you're a Miami Dolphins fan, if you're a Jaylen Phillips fan, he says he's feeling great, better than ever. He'll be ready for the start of the season. So there's your Jaylen Phillips update for all those fans out there.
Yeah, overcoming some big injuries there.
Yeah, some significant injuries. But when he's healthy, he's one of the best, outside pass rushers in the game. Again, he's a kind of a defensive end linebacker hybrid. So all the best to Jaylen Phillips out of Redlands East Valley. Florida Panthers, they just seem to save the best for the postseason. Remember 2 years ago they made the finals. Last year they won the Stanley Cup. And this year, they're, one win away now from, going back-to-back as, Stanley Cup champions.
It's something that does take us a while because football and basketball and then even baseball dominates so much. But every time the NHL playoffs come around, and if you do watch it, you realize how exciting it is.
Dude, playoff hockey, man. Really, there's nothing better. Like, if you could see it in person, I'm sure it would be insane. I'd love to be at one of those games. But even just watching it on TV, there's something about playoff hockey. I don't really keep tabs on hockey super close during the regular season, but the postseason, especially the Stanley Cup final, man, it is amazing. So Florida is one win away from being the champions. And then that brings up another point, too. A Canadian team has not won the Stanley Cup trophy since 93, the Montreal Canadiens were the last Canadian club to win it. So Florida trying to shut out Canada again.
Gosh, 32 years ago. That's wild, man. Yeah. It's their sport.
Yeah, it's their sport, man. So we'll see if Florida can get it done. Inland Sports. All right, welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, and just hanging out with my boy Patrick in the morning on KCAL 96.7 FM every Monday and Thursday morning talking sports. Patrick is a big sports fan, so I always enjoy my time there. So it's Monday and Thursday mornings on KCAL 96.7 FM. All right, it is a big homestand coming up for Redlands FC. They are near the top of the standing. Some critical matches coming up as we go into the second half of the USL2 season. We had a chance to catch up with Redlands FC head coach Cody Carlson to talk about the team so far. They've got some local stars on this team. They've got an exciting product, a great home environment as they play at Redlands High School. Some great fans out there. So with all that said, here is Redlands FC head coach Cody Carlson on the Inland Sports Show. Inland Sports. Okay, we're out here at Redlands High School with Redlands FC head coach Cody Carlson. And Coach, right now we are in the teeth of the USL2 season, aren't we? Like right in the middle of it. How's the team looking so far?
Yeah, we're about halfway through, 6 games in, and we're right in the mix, top 4 right now, and got 4 upcoming home games here at Dodge Stadium, and trying to get as many points as we can to get into a playoff spot and finish the season strong.
All right, quick plug. Thursday night, right here at Dodge Stadium. You guys are taking on, is it Capo FC?
Capo FC, yep.
Okay.
And then Saturday night here against FC Tucson, who currently leads the Southwest Division standings right now.
And I think Capo's right there with you guys, right? Like right in the standings. So this is very important games coming up.
Yeah, swing game on Thursday night for sure. And then Saturday against Tucson is a little bit of a redemption game. Hopefully we had a close one with them out there and lost 2-1. So hopefully we can get the result here when they come back to play us.
All right, Coach, tell me, what have you liked about your team so far through the first half of this season?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the guys have shown tremendous grit and pride in putting on a Redlands FC jersey, and that's something that I think our club is special when it compares to some of these other teams in our division. I think we get phenomenal home attendance and a supporters group, the I-10 Ultras, that are banging drums and yelling at the opponent and the referees and creating a fun environment to play in. And so I've always explained to my players, like, guys, if you put a Redlands FC jersey on, it means something. It means something to the fans. It means something to the community, and so you better have some pride in wearing that and play your absolute best that you possibly can. So I've really been impressed and proud of the way the guys have performed so far halfway through, and obviously want to continue that in these next 6 games to finish this season strong.
Coach, I would say the city of Redlands and maybe the Inland Empire as a whole, I mean, it's a good soccer community, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and obviously I coach at the U of R for the men's team as well, a strong program, and local AYSO and the club scene around in this area is, so we get a lot of club players and teams that come out, and sometimes the youth kids walk out in our starting lineups, and that's always a fun thing for those kids, or be ball shaggers around, cool environment, food vendors and everything. It's a great time for all the fans.
Yeah, man, I'm going to date myself, but I've been covering soccer a long time, and I love like the local community teams, the Chico Rooks. I don't know if you're even familiar. That was like Shasta Scorchers, like a long time ago.
You might be dating yourself. Sorry, I don't know them.
Bakersfield Brigade, like some of these PDL teams, and I asked you, is the PDL still around? And you're like, this is basically the PDL, the kind of the equivalent. So if someone was looking at the roster, can you kind of tell me the kind of players that you get here? Because they might be wondering, if you're a casual soccer fan, are these guys pro? Are they out of high school? Are they out of college?
Sure. So I'll kind of give you the short paragraph of it, but USL2 is essentially the 4th division pro in the United States, right? So the next level up, USL1, is players get paid contracts, right? Okay. So all these guys are able to retain their college eligibility by playing with us over the summer. Most of our guys are all college. It's a U23 league, more or less. I can have some players who are older. So like I have a handful of players who have already graduated from their college programs and have even potentially played and signed pro contracts previously, but those have run out, and now they're looking to maybe drop down to USL2 and bounce back up,
sure.
Which has happened, and we want that, right? That's part of it's meant to be kind of like a stepping stone league, and so like last year, one of our captains, Cesar Ruvalcaba, signed in MLS. He's playing for Columbus Crew now. Just scored his first MLS goal against Lionel Messi's team. So he spent 2 summers with us here at Redlands FC. So that's kind of like what we really want to get going. That makes us proud.
Okay, that's a perfect segue then, because obviously you play to win the matches, right? You're out here trying to finish in first, win a league championship, all those sorts of things. But for the players, I mean, like you said, it's a stepping stone, right? You want to help get these guys better, improve, so they can take that next step in their soccer journey. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. It's meant to be a blend. Like I said, it means something when you put a Redlands FC jersey on. We expect you to really have pride and heart and really show what you can do and make the fans proud. But at the same time, like, we fully get it. Like, this is meant to boost your playing career, like resume, so that you can go back into either your fall college season and have a baller season, or use it for the next level and move up the pyramid to USL1 championship or MLS. Or we've had some players that previously played for us who are now playing in Europe or abroad, and that kind of thing. So that's definitely, it's a blend of that.
Okay. So I was looking at your roster again. Javier Hernandez, we all know him. He's been on the show a lot, from Arlington High School, the Gatorade Player of the Year from a year ago in the state of California. Luka Lukic from UC Riverside. I could go on and on. But, Coach, you got a nice blend of, names that people here in the IE might recognize, and some guys maybe from out of the area that, again, come to Redlands to play for Redlands FC to wear that kit, get better, and go back to whatever that next step might be, whether it's back to their college or maybe a professional career.
Absolutely. Yeah, and, we have a handful of guys who are from the area, right? From Redlands or Riverside or Fontana or surrounding areas. But then the local college programs like UC Riverside is 20 minutes away. So I pull a handful of good players from them and some other college programs that are around as well. But yeah, it's a great mix, great group of guys, and I think we got something special here.
As the coach, I'm just curious, like, what's maybe the challenges or maybe the fun or interesting part of your job? Because you get these guys, and I don't know how long you technically have them, 3-4 months maybe? Not even that much?
It's basically like 2.5 months.
Okay, so
it's
is it challenging?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have limited opportunities to coach the guys, so it's really about bringing them in and trying to get some buy-in and some team chemistry and but it's very different than either a college program or a professional higher up level MLS or USL championship or whatever, where you're consistently day in and day out training the guys. You could really work on things every day. Here it's a little bit limited, and we kind of like the roster has players that come in and out. Like this week, for instance, one of my captains, Troy Elgersma, he's not going to be here because he's on trial with DC United in MLS, right? And that's part of what we want.
Exactly right.
Maybe puts us in a little bit of a spot without one of our better guys, right? But ultimately, that makes us happy, and that's what we want. We want them to be able to get to the next levels.
All right, Coach. So, again, going into the second half of the season, big 4-game homestand coming up Thursday and Saturday at home, and important matches.
What do you feel like your team has to do well to maybe pull out a couple W's coming up?
Yeah, I think we went through this 4-game road streak, right, which was brutal. But I'm really proud of the way the guys competed on the road and was able to get some quality points, some quality wins on the road, and a tie last game, right? It's not easy to get points on the road, right? So you take any points you can get on the road, and then you try to win your home games as much as possible. These opponents coming up, Capo, Tucson, Ventura, and then we have SoCal Eagles as well on July 5th. They're not easy games by any stretch, but at least we're at home, right? And we like playing at home in front of our fans, and in this environment, I think it's not the most welcoming environment for an opponent to step into, right? So we think that's a little bit of a home field advantage, and so we're definitely excited for this upcoming home game streak. See if we can get as many points as we can. We want to stay disciplined defensively and really keep these games tight, and try to put the ball in the back of the net, without giving away too many tactics and stuff. But keep it very simple, man. Try to win.
Not too many secrets here if you're watching Capo out there. All right, Coach, let's wrap it up like this. If there is a soccer fan out there, they have not been to a Redlands FC match here at Redlands High School at Dodge Stadium, sell it to them. Give them a message right now. What would you say to get them out here?
I mean, if you're from the area and you like soccer, you got to come out. I mean, it's $12 for an adult ticket. We got food vendors. We got great fan support. We got an awesome local team. The games are buzzing, and it's a ton of fun.
All right, that's Redlands FC head coach Cody Carlson here on the Inland Sports Show. Inland Sports. All right, a big thanks to Redlands FC head coach Cody Carlson for that exclusive interview here on the Inland Sports Show. Again, some big matches coming up at Redlands High School for Redlands FC, including Thursday night and Saturday night, part of a 4-game homestand. That'll have big implications in the league standings right now in USL 2. Big thanks to Coach Carlson. Big thanks to Coral Williams, Norco High School softball pitcher off that CIF Southern Section Division I championship. We also heard from Kurt Bruich, head football coach at Citrus Valley, Kristian King at Redlands East Valley, and of course Jaylen Phillips, the Miami Dolphins linebacker and the pride of Redlands East Valley on this program. We appreciate you tuning in. Big thanks to our sponsors, Chick-fil-A and Yucaipa, Paulson Orthodontics, Bass Athletics, and Kin Sporting Goods. If you're a local business out there, you'd like to promote your business or organization and the positive stories that we're able to share here on the Inland Sports Show, we'd love to have you join our team. Just send us an email, inlandsportsshow@gmail.com, or you can always just find us on social media and send us a message there. All right, you guys, God bless you. Stay safe out there, and thank you for watching your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. I'm Pep Fernandez, and we'll see you next time.